Now, friend, why you didn't tell me that you didn't know what a calorie deficit was? You know, had me talking day in and day out. Calorie deficit this, calorie deficit that. And I had to find out from somebody else that you didn't even know what that was. So we're gonna take it back a step, okay? We're gonna talk about calorie deficits today. And I'm gonna just keep it plain. Like it's really not that much to get into. But since I am, wanting to make sure you know what's up for real, I will also be leaving sources because I don't play that. We're gonna use real educated sources in what we talk about. We're not just throwing out junk facts or nothing like that. I make recipes that help people stay in their calorie deficit, but that gets confusing to people because they're like, okay, but you said in a calorie deficit, I can eat what I want to lose weight. That is very much so true. Because the whole point of a calorie deficit is that you literally can't eat whatever you want as long as it's in a certain amount of calories that will be less than the calories you usually eat, right? Because the calories you eat right now got you the weight that you are right now, okay? So when you eat less calories and you consistently eat less calories, no matter what it is, you're gonna lose weight, okay? That's as simple as it is. So it's like, okay, well then, why do you make these recipes? The truth is, calories add up very quickly. Okay, so I have to make lower calorie recipes and everything so that I can still sustain myself. Like if I drop how many calories that I'm eating, or some people who want to gain weight, if you gain trying to add more calories, you have to start tracking things, and then you're looking at it and you're like, okay, I have to make some changes to what I'm eating, and you want to do it in the healthiest way possible, right? You don't want to just like, okay, I'm gonna eat my calories, but I'm gonna eat my calories at McDonald's, right? Like you want some good sustenance, especially like if you're on a weight loss journey, you also probably want to build muscle, so you have to like fuel yourself appropriately, right? So I make recipes for calorie deficits so that you can be full. I know people don't like to say that, but so you can be full, you can feel satisfied, and you can still eat that lower amount of food so that you can begin your journey appropriately, right? Because the thing about a calorie deficit, as you're losing weight, you're going to have to keep going into a deficit. So once you lose 10 pounds, you can't stay in the same deficit. You're going to have to go down some more. So you're going to be eating even less food than when you started, right? So the recipes I make, I kind of make them so that you could tweak them, or you can have different servings depending on where you are in your journey so that you can still eat good food and not feel like you constantly have to be restricted and everything, right? I just feel like that's doing too much to be like, okay, like I'm just gonna eat chicken, broccoli, rice. I'm gonna eat this pasta dish every day for 7 days in a row. Like if you want to make life changes, you're gonna have to meet yourself where you at. Like don't be unrealistic and thinking like, okay, yeah, like I'm just gonna eat salads every day for 6 months. It's not gonna happen. You're gonna slip up, gonna get a burger, then gonna get another burger, then gonna get another burger, and then all of a sudden you ain't lost no weight, right? So why not just make it so you can have a burger sometimes, right? Like I am so against the restrictions because it's like that's what's force fed to us. And I started seeing that like with the restrictions comes something else that somebody is selling, right? So it's like, okay, if we're gonna do what was that one? The special K thing, right? Special K is like, oh yeah, you can lose weight just like this. All you have to do is replace two of your meals with our product. It's like, are you just trying to sell your product? Because that's what it's giving, right? Like, ain't no way I just need to be eating 2 bowls of Special K cereal for weight loss is ridiculous. Like, so it's like, how can this be sustainable for like the everyday person, especially with the price of groceries right now? How can we do this and not have to spend these absorbent amounts of money, right? So that's my focus. Like, I want to show you how to cook at home for yourself, but also teach you like, okay, sometimes you ain't gonna want to cook. This how you eat if you ain't trying to cook today. You want to go out to eat? That's fine sometimes. Like, don't be so hard on yourself. So when we get into these recipes and everything, you're gonna be like, okay, this don't look like diet food. But like that's pretty much the point. Like I do make switcheroos and everything, but you can still start slimming down without diet food, right? So that's the whole point of a calorie deficit. You can eat what you want, but since you're trying to lose some weight and you wanna be able to be satisfied because you're used to, not being hungry, you got to make some tweaks. So sometimes it's like not putting creamer in your coffee, right? Like you're not going to get the standard creamer. You might get a zero sugar creamer because the sugar is going to increase those calories. You can still have the creamer. People be like, "Oh no, just put coconut oil in your coffee." It's nasty. Don't do that. Cuz I've tried it. It's so nasty. But yeah, like you don't have to do such drastic swaps, but you do need to do tweaks. So that's what I specialize in. Not drastic swaps, just little tweaks, okay? And it's real easy to like run out of recipes. I do it all the time. Like I'm just like not motivated. So it's really even a journal for myself because I'm like, child, I don't know what to cook today. Let me go back and see what I've cooked before so I can figure out what I want to make next, right? Yeah, so you gotta tell me. If you don't know, raise your hand, okay? You gotta tell me. Comment, dang, girl, I really don't know what you talk about, but like, this sound interesting. This recipe look good. But what's a calorie deficit? I done told you a long time ago, okay? I am not going to withhold information from y'all, okay? So, like I said, like, I come with sources. Like, I'm going to plug some down below, like, about the you can eat what you want and lose weight. It is factual. We're not going to act like just because Jim, Bob, and Jane said that this not true, that is not true. They got their own agenda, and I got mine. Okay, so yeah, you could check in the description for that. But if you do have any questions, I'm not a health professional, but if you do have some just like general questions about calorie deficits, go ahead and plug them below because I've been really educating myself, and I know what I'm talking about. Not like I got real smart and now I'm getting real skinny because, girl, yeah, my goal was to drop another dress size when I first started making videos on here. And I'm already down 2, okay? Your girl is not even in plus size no more. I'm in straight sizes because I'm that good. So, again, I don't be up in nobody's gym that hard. I'm trying to do better. But I don't be in nobody's gym like that. But still getting slim though. Per. So that's all the motivation you need is me, okay? Because I would never steal you wrong. So yeah, like I got a couple recipes that I'm gonna work on today. So we're gonna get cooking. Let's see what we feel like making, all right? Now I was getting ready to make a sushi bake, like the ones that was viral a long time ago, but I had a Mail Instacart shop for everybody. Yay. Because they brought me canned chicken when I literally asked for tuna. I've never even worked with canned chicken before, so we're gonna see if we could turn this into a little sushi bake real quick, you feel me? I didn't know it had so much water in there, but I just dumped the chicken in the bowl because I'm just like winging this as I go. It wasn't a lot of chicken. I was kind of nervous, so I was like, okay, what else can I put in here? And I was like, okay, I'm gonna just do these beans because they don't really taste like anything, you know? So I'm just gonna drain the can of beans and I started with like a little bit more than half, but eventually I put the whole thing in there, honestly. And really, I should have mashed the beans separately because mashing them beans and that chicken together was 2 different textures. It was a whole thing. But yeah, anyway, so this was my base. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to season it like I would a sushi bake. So I have some Kewpie mayo. If you don't have Kewpie, please go buy some Kewpie because it's just so much better than regular mayo. And the cream cheese, mine is scallion. So I didn't have to add the green onions in there. I think it's bacon scallion technically. But anyway, so I'm just not measuring, just dumping some in there. And I left it out so it's nice and soft so that I really can get in and mix this together and then not be like that big block that I'm trying to like chop up in there, you know? And the crazy thing is I really just started consuming cream cheese. Like, why didn't anybody tell me that it tastes good? Like, I was like, oh, y'all nasty for the bagel with the schmear. Y'all be doing that? Or is it just me now? Like, am I the only person who finds that to be appealing now? Just like a bagel with just a fat glob of cream cheese. Ooh, y'all was on to something, okay? Anyway, yeah, don't be afraid to season as you go, okay? So I added some sriracha in this because I felt like it really needed that little spice because it's a little bland. But the most important ingredient to me is always going to be this Japanese barbecue. I've been raving about this stuff for years now. Y'all need to tell them to sponsor me because I'm putting y'all on. The yuzu flavor is the best. Second is the honey flavor. Y'all have to just buy it. I'm telling you. So yeah, now that was done, I'm just going to put it into like some parchment paper, which I wet and balled up so it could like fit in my pan. I don't like to do the rice at the bottom with my sushi bake. I just feel like my rice should be dry and crispy. Like, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. What are you putting in rice? Because I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. But yeah, so I'm just making sure it tastes right. And I'm just gonna bake just the top portion, and I'll put it over rice later. If that makes sense. Yeah, I said that right. So just get it plopped in the parchment paper. Do not do this by itself, honestly. It's got enough oil that it really doesn't stick, but sometimes it just get a little crispy on the sides and it's so hard to get off. So yeah, plop her on in. I think the most important part is to just make sure you get a layer that's like medium thick. Like a medium thick, like not too medium, but like not too large either, you know? So I'm gonna like kind of hover my spoon over as I'm like pressing it down. Because if I press it too thin, I find that it gets a little too dry. So it's just like you're kind of like pat, 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 but not like smushing it, smearing it just like all over the bottom of the pan. So you may have to use a smaller pan sometimes because I do have bigger pans than this. But I don't use them when I'm doing sushi bakes just because I like that bottom layer to kind of have like an undoneness about it. But if you don't like that texture where it's like slightly kind of still gooey, then yeah, use a bigger pan. Staying true to sushi bake theme here, we're going in with some furikake. You can find this in a lot more grocery stores lately, but if you can't find it, take a trip over to the groceries, the Asian grocery. They got everything you need. And by the way, there are different types of furikake. I would say for a sushi bake or anything similar to this, just go in with one that says it's good with rice. Because there's some of them that are like for soups. And I have one like that, and I would say, yeah, they're right. Like, they're not interchangeable. But yeah, we got her all cutified now, and we're just gonna pop this bad boy in the oven. Like, oh, she's so pretty. I had my oven preheated. It's like 400 degrees. I felt like that was the proper temperature. I don't know. I went for like 15 minutes or so. I just kept like an eye on it because I wanted it to get nice and golden brown. And I made my rice while I was waiting. It's nice and fluffy. And you gotta season that rice up with some mirin. And that's how I don't understand how y'all be putting this in the oven. My rice get too crispy. Like, I just make it plain, put a little mirin on it for some seasoning, and the rest of the seasoning is in the food. Like, bye y'all, okay? Maybe it's me because I know the Noble people love that crispy rice dish, and baby, I cannot get with that. All right. And it's time to destroy this beautiful masterpiece now. Get you a nice little hunk and just plop it on in there, because that's all there is to it, really. Like, that's the fun of a sushi bake. It's cute in the pan, but as soon as it's time to eat, baby, it's time to eat that bad boy, okay? Look how cute she is, though. Oh my god, I really did that. And now this was supposed to be the part where I start chopping up a cucumber, but again, my shopper was not feeling me today. Because right here, I realized that my cucumbers are actually spoiled. So, no cucumbers. And I didn't have any avocados, so I just forgot to buy them. So, we're just going in with the seaweed, baby. Like, plain and simple. So, yeah, you mix that bad boy together. You got to get it real combined. and just eat it like a little mini taco. It's the perfect bite, honestly. Like, I didn't miss the fish at all. Like, this honestly came out 10 out of 10.